Welcome, everybody. It's Leah Ray. Let's talk lead generation. Lead generation is the bottleneck for almost everybody in the coaching space. So that's what I'm going to walk you through today. The top 3 lead gen strategies, ways to connect with new people, especially for newer coaches. So you don't have to be a total newbie, but someone who's not, consistently generating $10,000 a month or better, right? Or if they are, it's from offline activities and not the online space. So as you jump on, let me know you're here. I'm excited to be with y'all this Monday evening. I hope everyone's having a beautiful end to their summer and kids are getting back to school safe and sound and having a good time. So let me know. We're streaming on several different platforms. So as you jump on, let me know which platform you are on and where you're actually located and joining us from tonight. So hey, Daryl, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So, hey, Shane, good to see you, Mr. Shane Perry. Good to see you again. All right, lead gen. I can't, if you are not on this call and you've heard about it, or if you are just popping in and you think, well, I'm just going to pop in, I want you to get really, really serious on lead generation. No matter where you are in your business, this is the biggest bottleneck for almost all people. Connecting with more people interested in what you have to offer. That's what lead generation is. So if you're not familiar with that terminology, don't let it scare you. It simply means connecting with the right people, connecting with people who are interested in what you have to offer. If you are not consistently popping out sales regularly, predictably, that means at least one of your problems is your lead generation, because you're not connecting with and generating enough leads on the front end to work people through the process to be able to produce the sales on the backside. So, hey, Kimberly, good to see you from Illinois. I just drove through Illinois a few weeks back on our trip from Minnesota back home to Florida here. And Shane in Pismo Beach, California. I believe I know where Shane is located, in a beautiful area over there. So good. I love it. All right, so let's really break this down. And why did I choose these 3? Because there's tons of different lead gen strategies, but I specifically chose these 3 categories to get started with because I find speed is important for new people. While there are plenty of strategies that can take a lot of time, they're kind of slow growth strategies. They're good to do. I wouldn't say that they're not, but they're not a fast result. And if the newer you are, the faster you need to start seeing results, if you will. It's harder to start playing the long game at the beginning. So while you should play the long game in general, these 3 are more focused on the shorter game to really help you to generate leads that can quickly turn into sales, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's break this down. So fast growth strategies. All right. That's what all 3 of these are in the fast growth strategy space. So I want to hear, before we even dive into this, because I've got these 3 to go through, but what are you currently actively doing or trying to do for lead gen? Right? Is that, what are you actively working on and trying? Because we might be hitting on that. We might be giving you some different spins on how to do that better. And we might just put you in all different direction altogether. So comment, let me know. And yes. And I would love to see number 1, if you're generating at least 5 leads every single day in your business. 2, if you're taking action every day in your business to generate leads, but you're not yet generating at least 5 leads every single day. So a 1 or a 2 or a 3, if you're I don't know what to do, so I'm not doing anything. So hopefully there's no 3s, but if that, hey, that's why you're here and you're here to learn. So that's okay. So let's dive in to all the goodness here. Start with, hey, Leanne, good to see you. Starting with one that I love, near and dear to my heart. This is the lead gen strategy of borrowing other people's audiences. Borrowing other people's audience. Why is this a great strategy? It's a great strategy for everybody, but why is it so appealing to newbies? Because it's fast. It's fast. It allows you to skip to the front of the line, if you will. It takes a long time to build your audience. It does. If you compare yourself to Todd and I, we've got a reach on all of our platforms, followers, groups, email list of about 200,000. But guess what? We've been building our brand and our audience for 8 years. It's a long time. Now, what if you could skip the 8 years and just get in front of a group, get in front of 200,000 people? That's what we offer when we do our podcasts. Yes, when we offer people a spot on our podcast. It's very, very powerful because now you're just reaching a whole bunch of new people. And if you make really strategic connections here with the right people's audiences, this can be a gold mine for both of you. Okay. So Darren, Kimberly, you guys are doing number 2s. You're actively doing things to generate leads every single day. That's good. And Trello, good, Leanne. Leanne's pointing something out here. Let me put it here for you. Okay, in the little screen. Comment info tonight. If you're like, this sounds great, but I need some help with how to actually implement this in my business, no problem. That's what we do at Digital Trailblazer. That's our specialty. Just comment info. We'll chat and see how we can help you with this. And I've got the free gift for you of an amazing Trello board that I created myself, where I took all of our steps to get you to at least $20,000 a month, laying everything out in a step-by-step Trello board for you. You can get access to that tonight. Just type in Trello in the comments and we will send you that link. So it'll be really good. So yes, Leanne, you got that coming to you as we do that. Hey, Daryl, yes, we can definitely talk. Stephanie Scott, good to see you, Miss Stephanie. Love it. Okay. So borrowing other people's audiences. So you're jumping to the front of the line. Someone else has already put in the work to get people's attention. And now they're just introducing you to that existing audience. I love this. We make sales from this all the time. All the time. It's very, very powerful. So let's really look at what could this mean for you? Because there's a lot of different ways you can do this. There's not just podcast guesting, although we love podcast guesting. Clearly, we've got several podcasts and we offer this for people, but it's not the only way. Okay, so podcast guesting is one. Getting on someone's podcast who has the right target audience that serves the people that you need to connect with. Now, we have our main podcast, which we end up putting in front of the 200,000 people on our lists and followers, all sorts of stuff. But then we also have some other podcasts that are more tailored to very specific different industries and niches. Making sure that there's some overlap with the target audience you want to hit is going to be really helpful. Now, so podcast guesting, that's one. Okay. Honestly, as a host, this is kind of what I'm doing also. Okay. So just a little behind the scenes here. When we have someone on our podcast, we absolutely have them promote their episode. What is one really great way to build your podcast audience is through the interview process. When you interview people, give them instructions and directions on how to actually use that interview once it's published as a promotional tool to build their business. We do that so that if you pay attention, right, we teach this if you've been through our podcast process, and that helps build our audience even more. So we get you in front of our current audience, and then you also share it with your audience, even if it's small. And then we might pick up a few more followers, right? Pick up a few more people into the audience. So on top of that, okay, giveaways. You may have heard of people offering giveaways. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're paid. I'll tell you, I'm usually invited for free because I have a really big email list and social media presence. So they like kind of folks like us. We got the big guns, right? So they want us on in their giveaways. So they usually give it to us for free. But there might be, if you don't have a list yet, it might be a charge, right? It might be $100. What I've seen is like $100 to $300 to be in a giveaway. Now, before I pay for something like that, I would definitely be looking at what are the results I can expect to see. Like how many leads are their guests averaging, right, on these giveaways? Who is the target audience that they're getting this in front of? How well does their stuff look? Is it really polished and professional? Does it look like maybe it's their first time doing it? That sort of thing. So I'm going to kind of snoop them out. But in the end, I know if I'm going to pay for like Facebook ads in my niche, my leads are going to be really expensive. Like they're going to be 10, $20 a lead or something. They could be very high. They might be less, but depending on the time of year, it could be $10, $20 a lead. So if I'm going to, I need to kind of back this up and see if it makes sense for me. If I spend $100, if I think I can get 10 leads from it, okay, well then that's cheaper than what I would run a Facebook ad for, right? If I'm going to get 20, 30 leads, great, that could make sense. So you just kind of have to, talk with them, be real. How many leads is the average participant how are averaging, if you will, and calculate that out. So it might be very cost efficient for you potentially. So another thing is just straight old collaborations. This is one thing that I love. Networking allows you to make awesome connections. I recently, the part of why I love our podcast so much is the awesome networking we get to do during and after the podcast. We are connecting with people from all over the world that we would never have talked to before because of our podcast. So we're having great collaborative discussions afterwards where I'm getting their information because I might have someone I can send them that they could help in their business. Vice versa. We've gotten a lot of referral partners, people who are like, hey, I really like you guys and what you do. I run into a lot of people that need that. Can I send them your way? Absolutely. Right. You can also do little things like getting in front of someone's Facebook group. So we have a Facebook group here of almost 10,000 coaches, course creators in our group, right? So a very big audience. So a potential collaboration be someone who doesn't compete with me, allowing them to go live in my group or bringing them on together, right? And then doing the same thing in their group for me. So swapping audiences like that, right? You can even do like swaps like that in your email lists. So there's different swaps that you can do with people. And I generally speaking, for me to promote or do some sort of collaboration with someone, it's someone I'm super duper impressed with, right? With their work, what they're doing, and I just want to share it, right? So I'm super impressed with them. If you follow me on social personally, you'll see, especially like in May, I had a ton of content that I was putting out just about my health journey and my fasting process and all the weight that I was losing. And I brought in, I sold, I referred many people to purchase the program that I was going through to help them in their weight loss journey. I got nothing for that, right? I believe in them. I think it's really important that people work with them to help people get healthy, right? So I was doing that for free. Do I normally do that for free? No, but I was just super impressed. So normally it would be, there's a scratch my back. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right? Like maybe they're gonna refer me or I'm gonna swap. So it'll be mutual. Maybe not that I've ever done this, but like someone I know in other groups, you can pay money to the person who runs the group to be able to do a live or to be able to promote in their group. So there's a lot of different ways that you can have these types of collaborations. If you're familiar with the Women Helping Women group, Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs by Christina Rowe, she's a friend of mine. She has a great group. There's almost 1 million women in there now. And I absolutely pay, I think it's $200 a month, I'm not sure, to promote in her group because I know it's worth it. Like if I get one high ticket client in an entire year, or like that's definitely paid for. So it makes sense for me, right? If you're low ticket, maybe not, but if you're in the high ticket space, something like that can really make sense. So collaborations have massive, massive potential. Okay. Summits are another way to do this. I get invited to summits all the time. I do a lot of the summits that I'm invited to because I know they're a great way to get in front of people that have never been introduced to me before. I can do pretty well on an interview. If someone interviews me for a summit, I present myself well. I'm competent. I can really teach and give value to their audience, and I absolutely generate leads of people who are interested in taking the next steps with us. becoming a client, just maybe even joining our list for now, and later on they become a client. So there's a lot of opportunities there. With summits, you often have a threshold of how big of a list you need to get to be in it, or a lot of summit organizers will allow you to still be in the summit if you don't have it, but maybe you have to pay a little bit of money, right? So it might be like you have to have 3,000 people or 5,000 people or 10,000 people on your email list. But if you don't, you can let them know, or you can reach out to them, and they may say, hey, that's okay. You can be in our special features part of the summit, where for $150 you can join us on the special feature side or something like that. So just because you don't meet the email requirements of a summit, you shouldn't write it off. You should talk to the host, the organizer, and see if there's some other way you can participate, because I know that there often are. Okay. I love podcasting. Good, Leanne. That's awesome. All right, Stephanie, Daryl. We got a lot of conversations started. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm curious, who here has actually done any of these collaborations, and which ones have you done? Podcasting, giveaways, swaps, collaborations, summits. Which ones have you done in your business, and which have produced the best results? That might be helpful for someone who's listening today or watching the replay tomorrow, and they're thinking, maybe I should do one of these, and they want to know which one people had the most success with. So share in the comments which strategies you've used and which have actually produced the most sales. Okay, not just like it was the funnest, but revenue, cold hard cash, right? So share with that, please, in the comments here. Now, podcasting affiliate summit. Ooh, Leanne. I do love me some summits. So yeah, totally reach out. We can take a look at that, see if it fits in the schedule. Okay, so that was number one, right? Borrowing other people's audiences. Great strategy. Highly suggest that you jump on that immediately. Number two, top strategy number two, fastest way to be getting in front of new people, generating leads, especially for new coaches, is networking. Now, this may not sound as sexy as you thought. I was going to say something really crazy and secretive. The reality is business is happening through relationships. And the fastest way to get into a relationship is just to talk to someone, to build that know, like, and trust factor. If I can talk to someone for a few minutes, that is way more effective than them just seeing a post that I did or something, right? If we actually have a conversation. Now, you can do offline networking, you can do online networking. Both can be very, very effective. So things like, there's like the Happy Neighborhood Project. I think that's one of them, where they offer, you don't have to join, you can go for free. And they've got all of these different networking events every single week. There's like BNIs and Chamber of Commerce and Rotary. Like there's different places and other things that I clearly don't do offline. I love folks who do, and it's a huge way to jump to the front of the line to speak in person. But I wouldn't be the person to get the list of places to do that from, if you will, because I don't do it. But it is very, very effective, because when I do it on accident, I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes I do it on accident, where I run into someone in my real world life and end up talking to them. And I've definitely gotten some clients from that, even though I'm not networking, if you will. But why does that always work? Because you're building that know, like, and trust factor so successfully. Because words are such a small part of our communication, right? People have to feel your energy. They have to feel your confidence. All the body language, all of that stuff. And you can really make a true connection with people in person, or potentially on in a well-run online networking opportunity as well. So if you aren't currently networking, like one networking group a week minimum, you should be, right? 4 or 5 a week If you are in the swing, you know how to sell from that to generate those leads and to move to a sale. If you're good at that, crush it, own it. Every single day, you're doing a networking event, period. So run with that. I would absolutely do that. Now, one problem or challenge. Oh, Leanne's speaking at BNI tomorrow. Well, good luck, Leanne. Let me know how that goes. That sounds awesome. One thing that I want to caution people about is just looking to sell, like find clients in networking events. That's not necessarily what you're doing. Now, if your target audience is small businesses, that might end up happening, but you don't want to go at it super aggressive and trying to pitch to them directly. You're really going at this from an open and honest place, looking for collaborations, looking for referrals, really getting to know the right people. And when you explain what you do, if they are a fit, they'll usually say something. So I know in the online space, I've actually been in networking meetings and people tell me what they do. And then it's not even about me talking about myself. I'll end up kind of just coaching someone live on the networking event and giving them ideas and things that they could do and how to keep growing and all this kind of stuff. And they get really excited. And then guess what? They want to follow up afterwards, right? So networking can work really well, at least one a week, more if you have the time or you've built up, your stuff. Like we have a client who's doing 4 a week, right? It's her jam. She knows how to work the room. She's awesome at it, right? So have you networked, gone to an actual networking event online or offline? Share it in the comments, online or offline, and has it actually produced clients for you? Because I think that'll be helpful for people to see. Now, number 3, this might be a little controversial. I ain't gonna lie. People have differing opinions on this. So I have strong opinions though. Because what we've seen for ourselves, what we've seen for our clients. All right. Even if you are brand new, number 3 is a viable option for you. Number 3, paid ads. Now, I don't say that lightly. In order to do paid ads and be profitable, you can be a new coach. However, you do need your systems and messaging really dialed in. Who you help, how you help them, what's unique about you. Make sure it's really tight, narrow, niche, all of those good, important things. Marketing message, right? And that your systems are dialed in so you can generate leads, nurture, qualify them, move them through to a sale. If you don't have all of that dialed in, you are not ready for ads. However, if you're working with someone like us or another coach who can help you dial all of those elements in, and then the only thing you're missing is traffic, you're just plain old silly if you don't turn on some ads, because ads can solve that problem for you. If you can spend $1 and get $4, by golly, you're kind of silly if you don't do it, right? So it's not going to be that simple at the beginning. You're going to have to test and play with things, but I don't want you to write off ads. They're very, very valuable. We've done millions with paid ads over the years. I highly suggest them. However, you do have to get the right help and do it well. Okay. So Leanne says, I was a director consultant for BNI for 7 years. Wow. If you learn to do it well, it works. Absolutely. Andy Goldsmith says, yes, I picked up 8 high ticket clients at a networking event this weekend. Boom. Outsold Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey at a networking event one time. Andy's a networking rock star. That's awesome. I love that. So what kind of ads are we seeing working today? Because ads, if you've heard from people, they've definitely changed and grown and tweaked and everything over the years. So messaging ads, like messenger ads, like where people are requesting something, they're seeing an ad and then they request something and you get them into a messenger combo from that. And then you're booking them to a sales call from that. We are seeing that those are still working today. Another is really just lead gen ads, getting them into your system if your system's really optimized to convert. Okay. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of options, but you do have to have your ducks in a row to make it make sense. So those are the top 3. I would love to hear from y'all. What are you seeing working? While you put this in here, I'm going to be answering and commenting and everything. Even if you're on the replay and you're commenting, I'll reply. But some things that you might be surprised aren't there are like content marketing. I love content marketing. I'm doing it right now. Like I'm going live, right? That's a strategy for content marketing. Giving value out in the marketplace is content marketing, right? You're creating blog posts, you're doing live videos, you're building an audience on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. You're putting out content, attracting the people who are interested in what you have to offer, moving, then generating a lead from there, and from there putting them into your process. So all of that is great, but why is it not in my 3 things for newbies? Because it takes time. Going viral is not a business strategy. Okay. You can work really hard and do good work and still not go viral. It happens all the time. It is rare to go viral. So if you think that you're going to put out some content and it's just going to go viral and you're going to make a bunch of money, that's not how business works. If you hit the jackpot, it's like the lottery. Enjoy it, but that's not a strategy. Okay. I love content marketing. We do it. It produces for us, but it is slow. It is not fast. So you should be doing it in addition to these fast strategies. So choose the fast strategies that you can focus on. Put more of your energy into these fast result strategies, especially if you're new. And then in the downtime, you're working on these slow growth strategies, building up your audience, doing the content thing over time, because it just simply takes time. It just takes time. Okay, Trello board. Yeah, hi, Paula. Good to see you, Paula. Yeah, going viral is overrated. It is. And I've honestly seen people go viral and it ruined their businesses because it got in front of the wrong people, or it like bad things happened. So create content, do those things, but know it's not a fast result. Know that you're just slowly depositing some money in the bank, and someday you'll be able to make a deposit, but you're just putting in some pennies every time you do it. It's going to take a long time. Okay. So awesome. This is such a fun conversation. I really appreciate you guys. Just visiting and be fun. Definitely visit groups and try it out. Yes. We'll have fun at BNI. Keep us posted. I'd love to come back on this thread, on this thing tomorrow, and let us know how it goes. Oh, trolls are annoying. Online trolls are annoying. If you're used to engaging and interacting on like Facebook, like I am, Facebook, we've been on this. It's been on one of our main platforms forever. I'm used to Facebook. When you see a video on Facebook, you know who I am already. You're my people. You kind of like me in some way, or at least you don't viscerally hate me at the minimum, right? On other platforms such as TikTok, they serve you up. It's a double-edged sword. They serve you up your live videos to different people, new people. So you're going to have you'll be on and like 500 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, it's crazy. But these are people who have no idea who you are. And I don't know how well TikTok is at finding your people, because it's been some weirdos, but and they are not necessarily nice because they're not my people. So you got to know your platform, where you want to hang out. But it is interesting when you do go viral and some of the weirdos that come through the woodwork. So yes, Leanne, I agree. Okay. So if you have a specific request for training, put it in the comments, training request, whatever it is you want to learn. Let me know so I can put it in the queue for one of our Monday night trainings. Okay. If you are sick and tired of trying to figure all this stuff out on your own, if you just want to get to where you're going as quickly as possible and avoid all of the headache and stress and chaos of trying to figure this out on yourself, all the spaghetti approach junk, right? If you're sick and tired of that, just comment info. Let's chat. We'll see how we can help you out with this. And then if you want our Trello board, this is a beautiful Trello board. It walks you through how to get to high ticket clients in just 7 days. Okay. Walks you through all the steps. It's wonderful. Type in Trello. Matt, one of my team members, will be coming through in the morning and getting everyone access to everything. So pay attention for that. Okay. So awesome. I'll see y'all next Monday, same time, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific time. Have a blessed night. Bye.